The Thrustmaster T-GT II was released in December of 2021 as the company's newest, most powerful wheelbase yet. Despite that though, word on the T-GT II has been practically non-existent, with Fanatec releasing a similarly priced direct drive unit and Thrustmaster promising a future release of a direct drive wheelbase of their own. The T-GT II has been mostly overlooked. Recently, Thrustmaster sent me one for review purposes, and I honestly think this might be the most underrated sim racing wheel I've ever owned. The T-GT II is the company's flagship wheel designed specifically for Gran Turismo 7. That means it's compatible for PlayStation 4 and 5 as well as PC. It's a belt-driven wheelbase that retails for $800 along with a detachable Gran Turismo wheel rim and T3PA GT2 pedal set. It also comes with a table clamp and the turbo power supply, which looks very cool. All of this comes in at a grand total of $800. That being said, if you want the wheelbase and the wheel but not the pedals, Thrustmaster offers the package for $700. If you only care about the wheelbase, you can purchase that as a standalone for $500. The T-GT II wheel rim might remind you of the Fanatec GT DD Pro wheel rim. They look strikingly similar because they were both designed by Polyphony Digital, the team behind Gran Turismo, not Thrustmaster or Fanatec. Despite the similar appearance, I am very satisfied with this wheel. It's wrapped in leather, which gives it a nice premium feel, and has a total of 25 action buttons and 4 rotary selectors, which are all natively recognized on GT Sport and GT7. It also has a brushed aluminum center plate, although the wheel's button box is primarily made from plastic. Personally, I'm not a fan of the ginormous Gran Turismo logo or the plastic used on the inner bottom half of the rim, but that's just my opinion. The buttons and D-pads feel fine, similar to what you would find on a PlayStation controller, but the 4 rotary selectors do have a very premium feel. On the back of the wheelbase, you find Thrustmaster's controversial quick release, which I'll talk about soon, as well as the brushed aluminum paddle shifters. They look good, feel nice to the touch, and use a spring mechanism which feels good to press down. My main complaint of the wheel rim is of course its size. It is 11 inches or 28 centimeters in diameter, which is essentially the same as the Logitech G Series wheels. In essence, too small, especially at this price. Overall though, a solid wheel rim with great functionality on Gran Turismo that feels comfortable and of high quality. I just wish it was a little bit bigger. Moving on to the T3PA GT2 pedals, they are okay, but not what I was really expecting. The pedal set itself uses a lot of plastic, which although works fine since the load you'll be putting on them isn't substantial, it doesn't make them look very good, especially not compared to the all-metal build of the Fanatec CSL pedals that are actually even less expensive than these. It has a wide and textured footrest and features metallic pedal plates. That being said, there's not much to say about the feeling of the pedals themselves. In my opinion, they just don't go well with the quality or performance of everything else in this package. The pedals require relatively low force to push down, even the brake doesn't require much, and they really don't feel all that special. Considering that they come with Thrustmaster's current flagship wheelbase, this was very underwhelming. I'm not sure why they didn't pair it with the load cell TLCMs, which would have made this entire package far more competitive by the way, or at least the newer T3PM pedals, which are included with the T248 and are a big and notable improvement over these. I'm not saying these pedals are terrible, far from it, they're just not on the same level as the wheelbase in terms of quality or performance. So while they can get away with providing these pedals with the T150 Pro and T300 RS GT, trying to do that with the T-GT II, which by the way retails for $800, just doesn't make much sense to me. Again, the pedals aren't terrible. You can adjust the pedal plates, and it even comes with an optional brake mod to increase the resistance of the brake, but it just feels like they don't fit well with everything else. That of course leads me to the T-GT II wheelbase itself, and I'll be completely honest, it's a very powerful and capable bit of gear. I feel like the majority of the sim racing community immediately undermines it simply because it's not direct drive, but I can confidently say that this is probably the top of the line belt drive technology, and it fights well with even some direct drive units. Throughout testing, I used both the T-GT II, obviously, and the 5nm Fanatec GT Direct Drive Pro back and forth, and I will say that without the Fanatec booster kit, the T-GT II felt stronger and at higher peak torque. Talking about peak torque, Thrustmaster hasn't actually published any technical specifications about that, but I'm assuming it gives off about 6nm from just comparing it to other wheelbases that I've used. The wheelbase is quick to react and gives off very precise details, although that's where direct drive units do perform better. But overall though, my experience using the T-GT II, both on PC with real sim racing titles and on PlayStation exclusively playing GT7, has been great, and I've never felt at a disadvantage compared to when I use a direct drive. Not all is great about this wheelbase though, as it definitely has its drawbacks. For starters, I'm not a fan of how it looks. At all. It's a very big wheelbase with an odd shape and it takes up a lot of space. Moreover, the internal fans used to keep it cool, paired with the belts moving around in it, do give off some noise. Granted, not anything substantial that'll actually be an annoyance, but some noise regardless. And of course, the notorious Thrustmaster quick release is still here, which I've already complained about millions of times before, so I'm just gonna insert my complaints from another video.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
You see, it shouldn't even be considered a quick release because it's anything but quick. To change wheels, you must first turn the wheel upside down, go find a screwdriver, remove a very small black screw, carefully untighten the attached wheel, carefully insert another one without damaging any pins, retighten, and then screw everything back in. Whereas a real quick release shouldn't take more than like 5 seconds.
Now back to our show.
On the back of the T-GT II is where everything plugs in, including your pedals, optional shifter, and handbrakes. Whilst this wheelbase is primarily made from plastic, it does include some nice features like this see-through part which shows off some of its internal components, and the large T-GT II logo on the back. Regarding the wheelbase, just as people say it's not about the looks, it's about the personality, in this case it's not about the looks, it's about the performance, which again is where this wheelbase excels. In conclusion, the Thrustmaster T-GT II is an underrated wheelbase, but I can definitely see why. At $800, it doesn't look too attractive considering what the competition offers at that price. Moreover, it comes with pedals that aren't able to carry their weight, and regardless of how good the belt drive technology used in this wheelbase is, it is belt driven regardless, which continues to be seen as less and less attractive as direct drive becomes increasingly more attainable to the masses. The main advantage Thrustmaster does have with this product is that you can actually have a decent shot at getting one. Unlike Fanatec, which sells to limited locations, is constantly sold out, and has notoriously high taxes and shipping fees, Thrustmaster products are widely available and even sold by massive retailers like Amazon and Walmart, to name a few. So in terms of actually attaining a very capable sim racing setup in a short amount of time with little hassle, Thrustmaster is the way to go, and this wheelbase will very likely be more than enough. As always, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.